You're listening to Au Pair Unfiltered, the podcast where culture meets chaos, kids, and coffee. I am your host, Sylvia, bringing you the realest stories from the inside au pair life. No filters, no fluff, just honest conversations, laughs, and lessons along the way. Let's dive in. Good morning, guten morgen, bonjour. Welcome back to Au Pair Unfiltered. Thank you so much for keeping up with the podcast. If you're new here, feel at home. I want to appreciate everybody who is following the podcast. If you're also sharing this podcast, I appreciate you a lot. Don't forget to invite others also to dig in with us as we continue with every other episodes. Let's dig into today's story. Our friend today comes from Philippines. Let's give her the name Nigel. Nigel is 28 years old, working in a single kid's house. Like, she's taking care of one kid with both parents, her father and mother are available. She also have a friend who is not far. They live in a rich area, rich estate, let me say so. So the family is there. They're not living in rental places or apartments or something. They live in their own houses. Yeah. So I can just say the village areas, like people having their own compounds and whole places. So they're just neighborhoods. Like you have your neighbor in a distance, not in the same apartment or so. I hope you understand. So their next neighbor also is having an au pair who is also a Filipino, coming from Philippines, yeah. And of course, because they are coming from the same country, of course, they become friends. So they know each other. And apparently also, her friend is also taking care of 1 year old. Not 1 year old, but one kid. And they're all boys and they're all teenagers and they also go to the same school. So apparently, they are friends. They're family friends, to say so. Because their parents also know each other. So they're family friends. So this also led the two au pairs to become friends naturally. Before they became friends, of course, they had to be introduced to each other. Not that they just became friends for themselves, because of course the way it is, families will always feel entitled at some point. So yeah, the family did the courtesy of introducing them to each other, and they became friends. So this family, the family that Nigels works in, the parents are not the same as the other family. In this family, Nigel's family are cold-hearted. They don't care about the au pair. They totally they're not concerned. And anytime Nigel is having an issue, she will feel it easy to go and share it. She'll feel it easy to go and share it with her friend's family than her host family. So this gives a question mark to the friend's host mom. She asked her, why do you keep on maybe complaining to us or telling us your issues instead of telling the people you're living with? And Nigel just told them, it is because they never listened to me. And when I try to explain anything to them, they turn me down, or they turn it into being a quarrel, and I end up looking bad, or I end up feeling bad, because now they make it more worse because they don't understand or they don't listen to what I'm trying to explain to them or tell them. So that is why I don't talk to them. Another thing, I don't tell them because they accuse me of things that I don't do. Because how the woman talks to me is not pleasing to me. So I prefer coming to you, not to complain, but at least you help me with advice and maybe tell me what to do. But if you feel uncomfortable, I'll just stop telling you or something. And the woman knows, no, it's okay. She's my friend. So maybe if you tell me, I can talk to her and it's okay. And that was it. So, of course, days goes. So these days come. Nigel has an issue with the kid. The kid is an adolescent kid, and the kid is kind of misbehaving and all that. So since the kid, of course, have a phone, the kid comes and peeps at Nigel's room and starts recording her. Nigel didn't know that she was being recorded. So while she was changing her clothes, there's this time, like when you're just alone, sometimes you just feel like somebody's watching you. And apparently this time, the way she was feeling somebody's watching you, it was just straight, somebody was watching her. So as she turned around, like maybe on the door side check, she saw the phone being older, like just see the phone, like the hand and the phone inside the room, but the guy like I hid it besides the door, so she couldn't see him. So she tried to call him and like, what are you doing? And the kid was like, haha, laughing. Then she was like, nothing, never mind. But she was already recorded. Like there's some part of her that was recorded, a bit of the video the kid went with. So Nigel was a bit curious and wasn't pleased with it. This time she didn't go to the neighbor, but she went directly to the mother and told the mother that your kid was recording me while I was trying to change my clothes, and it was not okay. You can check his phone and see that he was recording. The mother didn't say anything, and apparently the mother just said, okay, I'll talk to him, just like that. So during the night, when now the house is silent and all that, Nigels hear the parents discussing about this issue. And the woman loudly and proudly tells the man that what does these au pairs think? She didn't mention, like, she didn't just refer to Nigel, but mention au pairs. Why do these au pairs come here thinking that we don't know what they want? Of course, they've come here to... I'll put the P word, and says, oh, this is what they come here to do. We know that is what they have come to do, and they've come here for men. And of course, they want au pair. The au pair is an easy route for them to come. After they've come to au pair, of course, they're going to look for white men, and they're going to marry them so that they can stay and not go back home. So I don't know why she's complaining that my son is recording her, and of course that is what she's pleased with, like being seen by men out there and selling themselves out there. So this, as she had this, it felt so bad to her, because now she didn't feel like an au pair, but she felt that this is now being directed to her. Not only that she's an au pair, yes, but now this was her. Like, not they already said this is what au pairs comes to do, but for her, she felt that this is her being talked about. So it didn't sit right on her. As she tries to call her people, maybe friends, to talk out with, she just felt overwhelmed and she cried herself to sleep that night. She says this scenario changed everything and changed every lookout of her with this family. Despite all the challenges they had before and all the misunderstanding, but this issue changed everything. Changed everything in that now the respect that the kid had for her was no longer there, and how also the man looked at her changed. This is a man who was never like available in the house. Like, they always met in just maybe dinner time, or maybe in the morning when she's trying to make breakfast for the kid. Now, he didn't know much about this girl or whatever, but now since the woman talked about her in a way, the man now became curious and started to maybe gain some interest to know this girl more. But not interest in a positive way, but interest in a negative way, and trying to act not in an appropriate manner. So one time, the woman don't come back from work, like she comes home a bit late, and the kid went for a sleepover at a friend's place. So it's only Nigel and the host dad who are in the house. So during dinner time, Nigel decides like she's not going to have dinner with the man, and she's just going to have a dinner inside the room and sleep, because she didn't see a reason why they should just sit on the table, the two of them. For her, she didn't feel comfortable about it. But the man called her out and she was like, why are you not going to eat with me? Is there a problem? And Nigel just innocently explained and said, no, nothing is up, but I just feel like going to eat in my room. And the man was like, no, come, sit with me. Let's talk, let's interact, let's know each other more than I know you or you know me. Nigel didn't want to look disrespectful, so she agreed to it. They sat, and not even long into the conversation, the man just told her, I can pay you for sex. Nigel just asked him, what do you mean by that? And then the man was like, I know what you want. I know what you came for in this country. And Nigel suddenly just inquired and asked, are you telling me this because your wife told you that we came here to do the P word? Or are you telling me this because is what you know or what you think? And the man was like, my wife is right because I have just checked and it's true. I think that is what most of your peers come to do. Because if you check, I have asked around and yeah, I think it is true. You want easy money, and what you come to do is, of course, you don't want to go back home. And after the au pair thing, you guys don't have another choice but to, of course, get a man to stay with and all that. And Niger was like, okay, that is those who got lucky, fell in love, and decided to get married. Because what do you expect? Whom do you expect me to fall in love with if I am here? This is your country. So, of course, the men who are here are the men from this country. I'm going to fall in love with who? Of course, exactly. I'm going to fall in love with a man from this country. So, do you expect me to stay here for 2 years, then get married to somebody who is back at home? How is that possible? I'm here for 2 years. My life is here for 2 years. I'm socializing with men in this country for 2 years. So I'm going to fall in love with somebody who is in this country. And 2 years is enough time, and 2 years is a long time for somebody to know if this relationship is heading to marriage or not. And that is why it ends up to marriage. Not that we come from home packing our things just to say we're going to Europe or we're going to abroad to get married. No, we came here with everybody's reasons and choices. If somebody fell in love, well and good, it is on the path. It was aligned to be so. But I did not come for that. My alignment is not in that direction. So I'm not willing to do whatever you want. And the man told her, if you're not going to do what I want, I'm going to make your life miserable, and I will make sure we terminate your contract and make sure you go back to Philippines. The girl was shocked and asked him, why are you doing this? What have I not done right? And she said, the guy told him, my wife has been complaining about how you do things, how you don't do perfect things, and we are even planning to remove you and take you back to your country because it is us who brought you here, and that is what we want to do. We want to take you back. Now she became scared, and she became kind of not like at ease. She was not at ease at all, because now she has just noticed that she wants to be kicked out. And when somebody is telling you like they want to chase you, being a newcomer, this is a new program you're doing, you won't know much about your rights, you won't know much about your procedures, and you don't know much about what can happen to you when things like this happen. So you don't know if it is true they're going to chase you back to your country or not. And being that they are the ones who brought you to this country, you'll think that it is true they're going to take you back. So you're going to be fearing of your destiny, and you don't know what is going to happen. So, of course, she was scared and asked him, so what do you want me to do? Why didn't you just tell me if I did something wrong to change or maybe see it out? The man was like, no, that is my wife's work. So for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I want with you. And if you don't want, I promise you I'm going to do it possible that we take you back to your country, and there's nothing you're going to do. Trust you me, it's sadly that this man slept with Nigel that night. Yeah. this man forced herself to Nigel that night. And forced himself on Nigel, yeah. So, and this happening, nobody, of course, was at home at that time. When the wife came, everything, like the man just acted, of course, normally. The next morning, the first thing the man did was telling her, don't ever try or don't ever do the mistake of telling anybody whatever happened yesterday. So Nigel kept this between herself. Like, she cried each and every time, each and every night about this situation, thinking that it was a one-time thing. No, it wasn't a one night. It wasn't a one-time thing. Every time this man could get a chance to be in the house and the woman is not there and the kid is not available, he would force herself at Nigel, or he will make it that he sleeps with Nigel. So this time, Nigel decides to open up and tell the neighbor friend. Of course, they usually meet, they usually talk, but she never got the courage, because I'm sure nobody will be happy or nobody will be free to tell anybody that they were forced to have sex with anybody. So this time, she gains the courage and tell her friend, this and this happened, and it still happen, like it's still happening, and I don't know what to do. I'm becoming worried, and it's overwhelming, and I even think it might lead to pregnancy. Not even I even think, but I think I'm even pregnant at the moment, because I've missed my periods, and the way I'm feeling, it's not normal. Okay, this thing didn't just happen for a month or just like that. Like, it's a thing that happened for a period, maybe like, can I say 3 months or something? I don't know the exact time, but it's something that was happening. You know, when the kid is not there, when the parents not there, or maybe when the kids have closed school and the mother have gone with the kid, maybe on vacations, or maybe the mother is working, maybe, or travel for the work trips, and the kid is sleeping already at night. The man will sneak to Nigel's room and, of course, tell her the same thing. If you try opening your mouth, trust me, you're going back home. Being an innocent person, being somebody who don't interact with many people, being that you don't have information, trust me, you're going to be scared and you're going to feel bad and you're going to give in. So this day when Nigel opened up to her friend told her, you did the worst thing, keeping quiet. You did the worst thing, keep it quiet. Because trust me, if you wouldn't have kept quiet to this time, if in case you're pregnant, you wouldn't have been pregnant right now. But I won't crucify you, I won't blame you, because you didn't know. And I'm sorry you went through this, but now because you've told me, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to test if it is positive or not. If it is positive, you're going to tell the guy and see what we're going to do from that point. They went and bought the test kit, and sadly, the girl was pregnant. Now, this girl is pregnant with the host kid who has been forcefully having sex with her because it was not something that she wanted. She did all these things in silence. She did all these things in fear. And she did all these things just not wanting to destroy her path of... She just arrived in Europe and then she's going to be taken back. So she waits that night. The man comes and she approached her. She approached him and tells him she's pregnant. The man literally changed his face and was very angry and pissed off and told her, don't you even dare, don't even think, don't even try to do what you're trying to do. Don't even think of what you're trying to think of. The first thing you're going to do is to terminate that pregnancy. And don't make a mistake of letting my wife know that you are pregnant or anything has ever happened to us. Because if she knows, it's gonna be worse for you. Where I sit now, I think the threat was just at a 0 point, because I don't think there was something that was going to happen to Nigel, but something was going to happen to the man. But now, because he already knew that Nigel is scared and is all over herself, she used his fear to approach Nigel and make her feel that something will happen to her, even though nothing will happen. He projected his fears to Nigel, and Nigel embraced them, took them in. I will not blame it on her, but the innocence in her is what that made her pass through all this. So being that this guy already told her to terminate the pregnancy, she avoided her friend. She avoided her friend so badly. So that afternoon, the man called her directly from work and told her, my wife is going to pick the kid today from school. So you are going to come. I am going to meet you at some point. I'm going to drive you to an hospital where I've already talked to my friend who is going to do the termination. You're going to do it and you're going to come back home. And when you come back home, you're going to do your best to end the contract with us. And I'm going also to support you in a way that my wife is going to agree to terminate it. And make sure by the end of this month, you leave our home. Trust you me, everything that this man said happened. Nigel went. Nigel was taken by this friend. The pregnancy was terminated. And she went back home, innocently cried, messed up and all that. And then the man, all of a sudden from the table, Nigel didn't even bring the topic up. The man brought the topic up and was like, hey, I think we should end our contract because I think Nigel is not happy in this house. This is a boring environment, and we are living in a suburb area and she's still new here. She should go au pair in a big city where she can engage with other people and know much. Then maybe later she can decide if she wants to come back to the village and all that. The wife was shocked, but not that much shocked with it. And she was like, Nigel, are you sure that is what you want? And she didn't respond. She just never responded to it. She just kept quiet. During one of their outings, the lady asked her, are you sure you want to leave? And she had to say yes. And the lady was just like, okay, before you go, you just tell us when you're going so that we can also plan ourselves ahead before you go. So end month comes, Nigel is paid, and Nigel left that family. I've tried to give out this story just to the main thing, the main thing that happened to Nigel. Other things were happening in that family and everything other thing, and she did have job as an OP and everything. But the main story was how she was used, how she was manipulated, how her rights, how her innocence were violated and everything, just in the name of being a new person, a stranger in a country where you don't know anything, where you don't know your rights. And let me tell you that nothing happened to this man. Nothing has ever happened to this man until now. And Nigel has never reported this guy, or don't even have a proof, of course, at this moment to take this guy to court or something. But this is happened to Nigel, a Filipino pair, and was forced to terminate the pregnancy, was forced to leave the family because now what was she supposed to do? This is a story that leaves many things untold and unsolved and unresolved. It is sad to say that This man is scot-free. They are living his life like nothing ever happened. Nigel is here regretting ever leaving home, coming to Europe to become an au pair. These are amongst many of the secrets we keep as au pairs that happens to people, but not because either we don't know what to do, or maybe because our rights are being violated, or maybe because we don't have a voice to help us raise these problems. Nigel, wherever you are, for me, I feel sorry for you, and I just hope one day or one time something will come up that will help you have an evidence to pin this guy down, and maybe let him pay off what she did. This is one of the saddest stories, and it is happening not only to her, but to other people also, to other au pairs also outside there, who they can't speak because of the fear of the unknown. They don't know what will happen to them if they speak, or they don't know what will happen to them if they leave or make a voice. To any au pair listening to this and going through such a thing, the first step you can do is have the evidence. Just take the courage and have the evidence. Even if it's a text message, have it. Even if it is taking video, record it. Even if it's recording the voice note, record the voice note. From there is where we can now have the change that we need. It is with us that we will have this change. It is with us, with our courage, is where at least our voices might be heard. Every one of us have their challenges, and we have these host families that are red flags, and we usually tells ourselves that don't go to this family because of 1, 2, 3. But that doesn't solve anything, because of course, okay, we have flagged them. Then what? How many of au pairs even have the families who are hosted on red flag? It's not even a quarter. It's barely a number of au pairs know that list exists. So there's still other au pairs who are going to fall into these dangerous families, So it is within us to start raising our voices, to start saying no to these mistreatments. I know it's going to be hard. I know it's going to be difficult. But if you're listening to this and you're an au pair, feel free to reach out. Feel free to reach out to anybody who is close to you, anybody who is around you. Because yes, I know the fear. The fear is there. I know the fear of the unknown is always there. The fear of you going back home, the fear of you being chased and not knowing what to do. It's always there. And you prefer silence than suffering. But I believe suffering is even more deeper in silence than if you speak. If this episode touches you, if this episode makes you feel somehow, don't forget to share and refer to any other person who you might think will need to hear this. This is our sad story of the day. I hope you've learned something. I hope you've felt seen. And I hope this becomes an opening to you. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for listening. Feel free to follow. Feel free to comment. And feel free to share with everyone around you. See you next time. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to Au Pair Unfiltered. If today's episode made you laugh, think, or feel a little more seen, share it with your friend, a fellow au pair, or anybody you feel like. Don't forget to follow the show and join the conversation on YouTube. Until next time, stay real, stay curious, and stay unfiltered.